A long time ago, in a small village there lived a poor farmer and his wife. They worked hard every day in the fields, but life was not easy. They had no children, and their hearts were heavy with sadness. One stormy night, the farmer was walking near his land when he heard a baby crying. He looked around and saw a small baby boy wrapped in a cloth lying near the field. The farmer picked him up and took him home. His wife was shocked but also happy. "Maybe this child is sent to us," she said with tears in her eyes. From that day, they raised the boy as their own son. The boy grew up strong and kind. He helped his parents in the fields, plowing, planting, and carrying water. Unlike others who complained, he worked silently and with patience. Slowly the crops in his field grew better than anyone else's. The grains were bigger and the harvest was always full. But the villagers did not feel happy for him. They grew jealous. Some said he must be using tricks. Others mocked him or broke his tools. Some even stepped on his crops when he was not looking. But the young man never fought back. He stayed calm, worked harder, and treated everyone with respect. Then one year heavy rains came. The river overflowed and all the crops were destroyed. Fields were empty and people had nothing to eat. Children cried from hunger and families sat hopeless. Only one man had food left. The young farmer had saved his grain carefully. He could have kept it for himself, but his heart did not allow it. So at night while the village was asleep he cooked food and quietly placed it at people's doors. In the morning the villagers were surprised to see food waiting for them. They did not know who was helping them, but his kindness kept them alive. Even then during the day people still insulted him. They never guessed it was his hands that fed them. One evening after a hard day, the young man sat outside his hut and thought, "Why do I get hate when I do good? Why is kindness always returned with pain?" But someone had seen the truth. An old villager, too weak to farm, but sharp in his eyes, had watched the young man carrying food in the nights. The next day when the villagers gathered, the old man stood up and said loudly, "You call this young man a liar and a cheat? But do you know who has been feeding you all these nights? It is him. Without him, many of you would not have survived." The crowd fell silent. Shame filled their hearts. For the first time, they looked at the young farmer with guilt instead of jealousy. That same night, riders came with the royal seal. They said the king and queen had lost their baby boy years ago in a storm. They had searched everywhere but never found him. Now after many years they had followed clues that led to this village. When the royal guard looked at the young farmer, they found the birthmark the prince was said to have. The truth was clear. He was the lost prince of the kingdom. The king and queen arrived and ran to embrace him with tears in their eyes. The villagers bowed in fear, remembering how badly they had treated him. The king was angry and ordered soldiers to punish the villagers. But the young man knelt before his parents and said, "Father, mother, please do not harm them. If I could forgive them when they hurt me, how can I punish them now? Let us forgive." The king and queen were moved. The villagers wept, touched by the prince's kindness. From that day, he was not only known as the heir of the throne, but also as the Prince of Mercy. His parents, the farmer and his wife who raised him, were honored and lived happily in the palace for the rest of their lives. And his story taught everyone that cruelty and jealousy may rise like storms, but they always pass. What stays is kindness, which leaves behind light, hope, and love.